Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to a pick a card reading. This month I could not post the zodiac sign reading for time constraint reasons. So I thought that I'll do a pick a card reading for the month of October and see how it is aligned for you, and hopefully I'll be able to post some more interesting videos during the month. But let's see. A little hectic time in workplace, so apologies for that. But I'm still doing private readings and trying to finish them as soon as I receive them so that I don't delay things, or as soon as I communicate the deadline for myself to the client, the deadline that I agree with the client, and I stick to that. But yeah, that takes away the time for the YouTube. But YouTube is something that I look forward to because this is for the community, and it is more than the value it brings to me, but more in terms that it I like to get connected to larger energies with people on a larger scale. Although the AdSense and revenue and the time is invested is disproportionate, but still I do like that. But nevertheless, let's get started with this reading. So, to select the piles, we'll pick 4 cards from this deck, and whenever I stop the shuffle, I'll pick the top 4 cards, and then those would be your cues for the pile that you want to choose. So, the first pile is trusting in life. Second pile is trusting God. Interesting that they are about trust, but trusting the life and trusting to God, two different aspects of trust, but they go hand in hand. You might choose one, and then focusing on a substance, third pile, and fourth pile is getting calm. So take your time, pause the video here and choose one pile, and if you're drawn to more piles you can do that, and let me know how it is uh, for you with the feedback once we go to a certain pile. And so I'll move on to pile 1. Yeah, so the very first card that you have picked is trusting in life. So the message here is that today I will trust that events occurring in my life are not random, my experiences aren't mistakes, and the universe, my higher power, and life is not picking on me. I'm going through exactly what I need through to learn something valuable, something that will prepare me for the joy and love I'm seeking. So, that is a very powerful message. And let's see, in the very first message that, or the aspect that we look at here, is your overall message that you are receiving from the universe. It is first house, arrival card that is talking about what you are experiencing in your day to day life. Focus on that, which is very much in line with trust life. Trust what is happening in your life on a daily basis. Don't look into the past, don't look into the future too much. It is a narrow path, so you have to be very careful on each step what you are taking right now, and that is very important for you. The immediate message or immediate step, immediate day, immediate hour of the day is more important than what happens 10 hours later in the day. It is very important for you to stick to what you're doing right now. Looking deep is again in connection with these 2 cards here, is that when you are sitting at the end of the day, going to bed, look deep into what has happened throughout the day and close your eyes and im- remember 1 hour after another hour what happened in your life, what did you see through in your uh, daily activities. Was it different, was it similar, and was it important? Something that is like petty things that come to you, immediately order your brain, this was a petty thing that somebody did to me or I did to somebody. Let's cut the cord here and let's not take the energy for tomorrow. And do that for 10 minutes every day during this month, and you will be fine. You would be doing a great job. We have negotiations, and we look into negotiations when we deal with the tarot cards or the Lenormand card. Anyhow, the negotiations here is also talking about being there out in the open and uh, not worrying about how people are perceiving you, how people are seeing you, how people are judging you. That's what it's saying. And finally, we have uh, the whip, which is like a repetitive action. What I see here, negotiation in combination with the whip or the broom, is that uh, you possibly are going through a lot of things during this month which would be repetitive every day, but each time you let go of your ego, let go of your fake mask, and you just have a conversation with people, you will see that things are moving on a better direction. So, again, I want to take this further, the negotiation message, and we have Seven of Pentacles here. Okay, this card is not visible. Let me put here your main card. And then we have what an interesting cards, Six of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles coming back to back, and it's going in a reverse order. Like Seven of Pentacles is focusing on your long-term growth, but Six of Pentacles is giving away. So right now, what the universe is saying, that while you are focusing on your own self, your own identity, and looking in for your future energies, where are you headed in future, uh, rather than saving a lot for your future in terms of material wealth, the immediate message for you is that focus on your present. And if somebody needs something from you right now, I think it's very important for you to give it away. Negotiate that with your own self, not with someone else. That I'll give you this today, you will give me something else in the future. That is not the thing that you are going to do right now. I somehow see here is that negotiation is happening within your own self, and you are negotiating with your own self to see where you are headed in future. uh, is not important, but what you are doing today to help others is more important. And next we have King of Swords, which is more about you looking deeper into your own self from a perspective of that this is just a period of October where I need to share my resources with others, not worrying about my future. And I would do it in a meaningful way so that I am more happy and encouraged in my own eyes with, like, your soul will be so happy when you are caring for others and you are looking forward to bigger things in life. Then I see manifest and throat chakra. What they're talking about here is that it is very important for you to be in power every day and speak your mind, because you are also bringing a kind of energy in your life where you are looking at the stars, you are looking at the horizon, and you want to achieve something. While you are not planning about your future, but you are talking about your aims, your goals, and your aspirations, not worrying about how you will achieve it or when you will achieve it. You are not looking at the future aspect, but talking about it like, I want to be a millionaire, and not worrying how you will become a millionaire, when will you become a millionaire, not worrying about that at all. You don't care about it. You are putting positive vibrations in the universe, but uh, it's also very important for you to constantly repeat that. This whip card here is saying that it is very important for you to repeat that message loud and clear. It's almost like an affirmation, whatever you want to achieve in future. Like, I see that most of the people in the world want to have good material life, so I simply related to that to being a millionaire. So if you relate to that, simply say that I want to be a millionaire in future. Period. Don't worry how, when, but keep on saying that almost every hour, once or twice, out loud or within your mind, depending on where you are, and then things will work out for you. And don't forget that it's very important to do some kind of charity, social work, or something in your environment, in your workplace, where you feel that if you help this person, it will uh, bring this person out of a huge trouble. But I would like to say that don't try to do it in your workspace, but it's even more easier to do a charity without talking to anyone, without telling anyone, because workplace, you create expectations or you create jealousy. If you are helping someone, a third person will come and feel jealous, or if you are helping someone, it creates an expectation in your mind that, okay, I helped this person 5 months back, now I'm in very deep distress in my workplace, let me go to this person and ask for help. And if that person is not in a position to help you, you would be devastated and you'll think every bad thing possible about that person, and that is not the right thing to do. So help people where you don't have any connections, like you cannot take anything from them or can have any kind of expectations from them that they will return you something in return. So that is something that is your overall message. Now I will look into message from your career. So the very first card is Vesta Hearth. Then we have Impasse and Grounding. Then we have Simplify Your Life. Following that, we have Publicity. And then we have the Letter. So let me first begin with this line, and then we'll look into your tarot cards as well. So there's something brewing at the core of something right now, uh, which is very interesting, which is very exciting for you. But what the cards are telling is that be careful what is being brewing in your workspace, in your career. Uh, can be too complicated for you, and it will make your life little more miserable in future. It may be very exciting for you now, but it will come with a lot of terms and conditions that you don't want to uh, impose upon you, those terms and conditions. So be very careful about signing any contracts, especially till this retrograde season is over. Like till 23rd of October, we have Saturn in retrograde, and of course, Mercury is already out of retrograde, and Venus is also coming out of retrograde. I don't remember when, but then Mars is going into retrograde, and it would be whole of October. Whenever it's happening, I think it's happening on 18th of October. I don't remember the dates, but Mars is going to enter retrograde very soon, immediately after Saturn is out of retrograde on 23rd of October. And then Jupiter is also on retrograde in Pisces, sidereal Pisces, and then Mars will go retrograde, and it will be there in retrograde till end of November. During these times, a lot of things might happen, and they will promise you a lot of things, but if you need to stay grounded. The grounding card is talking very loudly here that staying grounded is very important for you. Staying focused is very important for you. Simplifying your life is very important for you. Simplifying your work connections, your work procedures, simplifying everything inside your workspace is very important for you. If you have things overcomplicated in terms of intergroup dynamics, try to simplify that. If you have complex procedures, trying to reduce the complexity in those procedures. If you have pile of waste lying around you in your workspace, try to clear it off before Mars goes retrograde. What I'm seeing here is that a something will come up in your workspace which will make you a little more famous, the publicity card here, and it will align with one of your future aspirations. It will not line up with all your future aspirations, and there would be people communicating with you that you can achieve that, but your aim is to achieve something bigger than that. Your aim is to achieve something larger than that, and that's where the cards are telling that be a little more careful in accepting it. See all the pros and cons, and if it's making things complicated just to achieve one goal out of 5 or 7 goals that you have, it's not worth it. But it is facilitating you to take the first step towards achieving your goals, then it is worth it. Whether it's making your life easier, whether it's making your life more complicated, whether you are with this publicity, they are trying to uh, make you fly without any life support, then be careful, because you might have crash landing and you might not be able to survive that. So it's almost like this publicity card is making me think twice that is it worth taking that publicity. Otherwise, you will be in a good situation in your place. Then let's see what the tarot has to offer. We have Page of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and Two of Cups. Then the Star card, Heal, Rebuild. Yeah, this Tower card, Rebuild, is something that worries me a lot. And Love. Again, it is a pattern that is going like one step down, 17 to 16, and then 6. And three major arcana cards coming together for you here is little worrisome for me. But let's see, something is being brewed in your workspace, which is taking an advantage of your thought process, that you cannot control your mind or focus your mind on one place. And that is very known to your seniors at your workplace, your boss and your boss's boss, and they are going to take advantage of that, and they will project a situation in front of you that is going to change everything for you in a very good way, and they are going to come up with a lot of love and affection and lot of uh, emotional compassion for you, which sounds like temporary, which doesn't sound like a huge thing. It sounds like it has happened to you in the past and it's repeating itself. Be careful. Reflect and redirect your energies towards your goals, your personal goals, because you yourself are quite capable of achieving your personal goals. You really don't need anyone's support. You don't need anyone's uh, push. You don't need anyone's guidance, because anyhow when you required that guidance, no one was there to give you that. So you definitely have learned a lot on your own, and you can keep learning on your own, and you can keep moving forward on your own. That's what the cards are telling here. But what I'm seeing here is also that uh, you should focus on your own needs and heal yourself, because you are breaking the chains that your bosses, your supervisors, your uh, clients who work almost like bully clients have placed on you. You are breaking those chains, and breaking those chains and focusing on your own needs, focusing on your own personal growth in terms of careers is more important for you, rather than working so hard towards, like, this rebuild card here is almost telling either you would go on a tangent where you want to take revenge from everyone, or you would be on the very other extreme tangent that, okay, these people are now so kind to me, let me just take the offer. You would be on either of those two extremes, and in whichever case you go take, you will have to rebuild yourself, because you are not focusing on your needs. You are focusing on your ego. If you're going on the first tangent, taking revenge from the people around you, you don't worry about taking revenge. The universe has its own mechanism, and the revenge would be served in front of you whenever the time is right, without you taking any actions on that front. So don't worry about that. That will be taken care at the right time. But if you get all that emotional and let me help these people because they are becoming so kind to me suddenly, and they are taking so much pain to uh, push this agenda, let me just consider it only from a point of view whether it's making you free or making you burdened. If it is burdening you, the answer is upfront no. Learn to say no. That's what the cards are telling. The love card is telling that the choices that you make now in life will decide your future. And that is how wonderful. Another major arcana card, and a very counterly intuitive card to the love card. Like, you, okay, we had the negotiation card here, which I want to bring it back for you. You have to negotiate your future with them in a very balanced way, not looking for all the benefits that will only help you, but you should see that they are also benefited. Because if you are looking only for your benefits, you are taking a revenge. You are not meant to do that. but you need to see that you get everything that you wanted, and you also see that everything that you wanted is served without creating too much trouble, uh, with having a harmony and balance in life. So that is your career reading, and finally we'll get into your love reading, pile number one. So we have Pluto here, then we have choosing your path, we have being in the flow, empathy, then we have house, and we have Knight of Cups. I was supposed to pick that card at a later stage, but I suppose if I have picked it, it should come on this layer itself. And let's first read this layer, and then I'll pick more tarot cards from these two decks and see where it is going. So Pluto is all about big transformations. So in your love life, you will go through a bigger transformation. You will have something which is changing for good. So you are now choosing a path. You, along with your partner, are choosing a path future which is quite comfortable for both of you. But if not, and you are on the verge of separation, then you would decide that okay, now this is the best time for you to get separated, but only if you're seeking that. But for most of you who are in relationship, you both together will transform into something more unique. And the reason why I'm saying that it would be together, because of the house card here. House card is more of stability, more of coming together within. You share your house with your partner, you live there together, you have a common roof. So that's the reason why I'm saying that it is, for most of you, it is like coming together and deciding it together that this is the path that we are going to take in future. Because in past there might have been frustrating moments, and you both wanted to part away in some or other way, but you still kept on going. Still kept on going with the flow, because you had certain kind of empathy towards each other, which was nice. But that empathy is now actually rewarding you, because you didn't go very aggressive with each other, and you understood how the other person behaves and where this person is coming from and what is happening in the relationship. You acknowledged that. uh, what the cards are telling is that now the universe is going to reward you in this month to look forward in life and find that new path. And some of you who want to move in together in a place, or some as a couple you want to buy a house, both of those things have very high possibility in this month. And yeah, all the singles out there who are watching this video and waiting, you are only talking about people in relationship. What about us? There's a good news. You will rediscover yourself. You will now find a path which will help you to find someone for yourself. The Knight of Cups is actually for you, which is like you would find someone with whom you can connect on an empathetic level. And empathy is not uh, a very fancy word. It is a very painful thing. Like uh, imagining that you are listening to a very painful background of someone from where they are coming from, and you start feeling it. you are going through the same pain in that conversation, what they have gone through possibly so many years in life, and you will find someone who can connect with your past pain in the same way, and the vice versa. And you could see that pain in their eyes, and you can feel the pain that they have gone through in the past, and it would be like going through the pain in a very emotional way, but also in a fulfilling way, because now you can relate to someone. And if you can relate to someone else's pain, then you would certainly start relating to that person in all other aspects. So that's how I'm looking into this. And it is a wonderful thing if you are single, and congratulations. So now we have Ace of Swords, Knight of Coins, and the Death card here. And from this deck, what do we have? Change of Focus, Simply Love. See how things are progressing here. 5 to 6 in terms of emotions. Uh, so that's the reason why I was saying that most of you who are in a relationship will get even more stronger in that relationship, and who are single will go and find someone. So Ace of Swords is like a light bulb uh, getting its energy, that it's glowing, it's with its full power, with Knight of Coins, finding some kind of materialistic uh, focus. And in your, whether you're single or whether you are in a relationship, in terms of love, what I'm seeing here is that now the light bulb is getting on, and you are seeing what are the materialistic goals that you can achieve together in this relationship, either by finding someone or with your existing partner, depending on if you are single or you are in a relationship, and transforming your life, moving away from a certain kind of depressing life, moving, transforming your life and moving away from depression to a place of companionship and celebration, to a place where you have simply love, where there is brightness, where there is knowledge, where there is lot of self understanding and a lot of understanding for your partner also. That brings lot of self control, strength, and energy in life. What I'm being drawn to here is the two eyes from the spirit, and the eyes of this person here is like looking downward, like in complete surrender to the spirit. You both uh, uh, which means you and your partner, if you are single, the your potential partner who is walking into your life, you both are surrendering to the universe and not taking things under your own control, because you don't want to control the other person. You allow the universe to control the other person in your favor. And that there's a big difference, because if you are trying to control the person, you are generating karma. But if you are allowing the universe to control it, the person in your favor, you are not generating any karma, but yet things are happening in your favor. That is what I see here happening for you. And this locket here right now at the center is also bringing some kind of focus, that you are more thinking from your heart chakra, and also you are ready to open up to a lot of possibilities, and you also are ready to consider a lot of new things in life, where this relationship can go in future. Because in past, you, when you were trying to control a lot of things, you were scared and you were not allowing things to happen, and that's where the problem was. So that's your reading, pile 1. I hope it was interesting. I made a very lengthy video to overcompensate for not able to do the zodiac sign reading. So I hope you will like it. You will watch the entire section, because that's what I expect you to do. If this video makes your life easier in any way, in the smallest and smallest way, do two things for me: like this video and leave a comment below about how it has helped you. It will make me laugh, it will make me chuckle, will make me understand what is happening in your life, and I'm surely going to reply you back. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye bye and namaste. Hello, everyone. Welcome to pile 2, and you have chosen Trusting God. So let me read the message behind this card. Today I will ask my higher power to send me his best, and I trust that all that is good will come to me. I remember that something we don't get what we want, because God has something infinitely better in store for us. It's trying to revive your faith that whatever happens happens for good, and your imagination is so much limited, and the universe has planned something bigger than your own imagination. So have trust in God. If you are feeling low, if you are feeling little worried about your plans and aspirations, especially plans and aspirations, so what I'm doing here is that we are going to do a three different short messages. One is your overall message, then your career, and then your love life. So let's see what do we have for your overall message. 11th house, and then we have embracing enthusiasm. Actually, there were other cards also that were very eager to show up in your reading, and I'm worried how will I fit them on the frame. But if some card doesn't show up on the frame, then please don't be worried. I'll try to bring it closer and show it to you. Embracing enthusiasm, far away places, and distant thunder. Then we have accepting what is. This is in line with your trusting God. And then we have generosity, with cross, again talking about faith. If you are aware of Lenormand cards, cross is about taking the burden of faith, even when it is unpleasant to do so. Sometimes faith tests us, and that is what this card is reminding you, that the universe might test you during the month of October, but don't worry about that, and we'll find more meaning into how to get out of this test and be relaxed and have finally what we want to have in our lives through the tarot cards from these two decks. But we will get into those two piles or system of cards little later. But I want to read the cards that we already have. So we have the 11th house from the astrology deck, which is talking about your younger siblings. Sorry, third house is younger siblings. It's your 11th house, which is your elder siblings and your community and your extended network of people whom you know, your friends, your aspirations, your uh, income that you get through these network of people. Like, you work hard for your income, that is shown in astrology somewhere else, but you also get some extra income, because you might know someone, and that someone might give you a business opportunity, and you might earn something from there. And those are the things that are represented by your 11th house. And they are saying that have enthusiasm and with your friends, with your extended network of people, with your elder siblings, because they might be on a very far away place from you right now, in terms of ideology, in terms of physical distance, in terms of emotional distance, or uh, something else, but it's going to change. There would be some kind of thing that will happen in terms of uh, bringing light to these differences in the month of October, where you will have to accept that we all have our own paths, we all have our own way of living, we all have our own way of understanding things that are happening in front of us. We all have our own unique truth. That is something that you will have to understand, give the other person a benefit of doubt, and also accept that what you are doing is good, what you are doing is righteous, as long as you have faith in yourself, as long as you can develop that calm and composure, that it doesn't matter if somebody is complaining that what you are doing is wrong. If you can justify it to yourself, if you can explain it to yourself, then it is the right thing for you. And be generous to your own self. The generosity card here is quite intriguing here, which is talking more about that the people around you are trying to bring a lot of moral, they are trying to bring a lot of uh, logical examples which may not fit to what you think, or it may not be very uh, conducive to their thought process, and they are trying to pursue you by giving you a different kind of example of what is the popular way of thinking, how popular texts in the religious books have been talking about whatever you are doing is illogical and all those things. But if your heart is saying that the best religion to follow is your heart at the moment, that's what I would say. I'll not try to explain this further because that summarizes it very neatly, that follow your heart because that's the best thing for you to do right now. Then we have the Fool card with the Nine of Cups. How wonderful. And then we have Knight of Wands. And then we have the Empress. We have Five of Swords, win or lose. We have reaching out, Three of Pentacles. And finally, we have the Fool card, Trust. And the Fool is coming twice. So it's a double confirmation that you need to follow your heart. You really cannot trust others on what is happening in your life, but you need to trust yourself, your heart, and that will take you to a very good situation where that will be a place where you will feel like you have achieved everything in your life, and you would want to relax after achievement. So that is going to come very soon, because followed by that is Knight of Wands, and Knight of Wands is a very fast moving person or energy. So you would act upon your thoughts and processes and your ideologies very quickly, because the more people try to pressurize you not to do something, and if your heart is motivating you to do that, you would just follow your heart without worrying about others, and you will try to pursue it even more quickly. The Empress card here is also saying that you would be kind of taking bit of twists and turns in your emotions. You would possibly just want to go ahead uh, in circles and circles initially, but through those circles you will realize that I'm not achieving anything and I need to take a particular direction, and I don't care if I lose or I win, but I want to take this certain direction and reach out to the stars, reach out to the goal where my intentions are, and you would take that leap of faith and move ahead, trusting that whatever is happening for you is good. The resistance was also good because it gave you a push, but it is little counterintuitive that trusting God and waiting for things to happen. And somewhere here, the other cards are saying that yeah, you have to trust God and follow your heart, and there is certain kind of resistance that is happening with a specific group of people, which I said that your either your elder sibling or a group of friends or an extended network of people whom you know through your work. These kind of people would be trying to uh, tell you that whatever you're trying to pull out here is not a easy thing, not a logical thing, or it's possibly immoral for very few cases, but mostly people are talking about that it is quite tough, and just don't waste your time and energy in achieving something that big or that tough, because you will waste your time and then we'll have to come and pick in pieces for you. That's what they feel. But you, on the other hand, feel that you have the creative answers to all the questions and you want to follow your heart, with the two fool cards here at two extreme of this row here, which is telling that you are not going to stop for anyone, but you will follow your heart and you would be quite creative, and you are not worried if you would not be successful, because the journey itself is quite important for you, because you have gone enough in circles and you have wasted a lot of time and energy in just doing what others want you to do, and you want to change that pattern or break that pattern. That is your overall message. Let's see, what do we have in your career reading. I want to keep this card here. This is your original choice, trust in the God. So, what do we have in your career? So, we have deblated card with Neptune. So, possibly talking about a deblated or discomforted Neptune in your career, and I'll come back to it, explaining you what does it mean. Uh, but let's see, what do we have next. Answering the call. Answering the call. Awakening ancient wisdom. Then influence, and we have the tower. If you see this influence card, I don't know why did I say Kal. Kal is in a Sanskrit word talking about time, eternal time, like right from beginning to the end of the universe, and it could be billions and billions of years, but uh, it's talking about like throughout the eternity of time, there are influences that are considered as evil, and following their influence and not following your own heart, or getting influenced by others. This is talking about the great story from Bible, Adam and Eve, and the serpent and the apple story. So, if you are getting too tempted because of the influence of something, and snake is in this particular context could be an evil thing, but if I go to all other traditions, and just not the Vedic tradition, but many other traditions. Snakes represent profound knowledge also. So sometimes I also feel that Adam and Eve had to go through that influence to experience so many other things and in life, and gain knowledge out of it and get out of their comfort zone. So anyhow, that is talking about that card independently, but now holistically, if we combine everything, what we have here is that we have a debilitated Neptune, which is talking about somewhere you are overly getting delusional about something which is not there. Maybe they're overly delusional about uh, something which you want to achieve, but it is not there in terms of career, or something is very much achievable and you feel that it is not achievable at all, and you are answering the call here with awakening ancient wisdoms. I think I'll bring some tarot cards here to take this further, because Neptune itself is diluting the reading, bringing a lot of delusion, like all the possibilities here. So, tarot is one of the best way to. Interesting. These three cards came for the uh, previous pile also, and I shuffled it thoroughly before putting these cards back, and these cards are so different from pile one, all the other cards, but these cards here have come for pile one for some, I think, overall message. But coming back to the reading, so you are delusioned about a certain something which is very materialistic in nature, and you feel that you don't have enough uh, people supporting you in achieving something in your career, in your workplace. If we are talking about your extended network from your workplace, like you might know a client and a client might introduce you to another client or something like that, or your boss introduces you to someone who can help you with something, you are quite delusional how all these things are working out together. You have an opportunity in front of you, but you don't know how to uh, use that opportunity for yourself. You are confused. The Two of Swords here is saying that you are quite confused, mentally little upset also on a particular level. But then awakening the ancient wisdom is also saying that, in combination with Eight of Pentacles and rebuild, a certain tradition within your own family, whatever your religion is, you might have certain kind of tradition that you might have heard from your parents or grandparents, that this was a regular ritual in our household, but that we lost touch to that, something like that. You need to restart that kind of thing in your house. Like, I don't know if I have an example readily available in my own personal life, but there are a lot of traditions that a lot of people in North India would not do very regularly, because of a lot of other influences. Compared to South India, they're still rooted, grounded, and they follow a lot of rituals. So something that you can restart in your own life, some kind of tradition, or if you don't know a kind of ritual that was very part and parcel of your family tradition, but then you heard of certain ritual through someone and want to start that ritual in your house, in your tradition, you are rebuilding your career, you're rebuilding your aspirations, you are able to do that more promisingly, you are going to do a lot of things more properly in your life. That's what these cards here are telling. What I'm seeing here is also a certain kind of comfort level that you will have with the Tower card here. By the month ends, by October, Balance, Tower, and the Lover card, I feel that you would have clarity of thought, you will have clarity of mind, and you would be able to make more balanced choices in terms of career, because you start the month with delusion. You are not able to follow the leads, you are not able to take help from others. And the Eight of Pentacles here with the rebuild card or the Tower card is telling that you would uh, rebuild a certain way of working in your work environment also. But you, which is more rooted to some kind of ancient knowledge that you have learned in your household tradition, or also maybe in some ancient text. Like in India, we have so many texts like that. So I can quote a few: Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Upanishads. A lot of them talk, or Chanakya Niti. But these are few things that you can explore if you are interested in exploring ancient knowledge, ancient traditions, how to handle tough situations or delusional situations in life. But you might have your own uh, go to books in your own tradition. Please feel free to follow them, and you would find answer for your career. In all, what I'm seeing in your career is that don't take drastic steps in your career because you don't have enough confidence and you are not grounded enough right now. That's the best thing to say. But towards the end of the month, you would get something valuable for yourself, some knowledge from your family tradition or wherever it is. And with that, you will be able to influence a lot of change in your life for your own success and growth, and for your own balanced life from career point of view. So let's move on to your love life. Let me clear this and see what do we have in your love life. The very first card is opposition. Not a very pleasant card to see in a love reading, but let's see, what are you opposing? You're opposing the inflow. Everything is smooth and sailing. Okay, you want to break the routine. Maybe you are too comfortable in the relationship, too predictable. Both of you are too predictable in the relationship, and you want to change that. Change that. And then we have hearing messages from spirit. You want to change something which is divinely guided, and you are also getting thoughts about, like, this is not the right way of living a relationship, and you bring some drama into your life. We have this Mercury in Leo, which is interesting. What I'm seeing here is this yantra. In Sanskrit, it is called yantra, but I don't know what it is called. But it is talking about a certain kind of alchemy with this lion like uh, animal here. Doesn't look like complete lion, but something like lion. This yantra and this symbol out here. There's a deep meaning about it. I'll get back to it, but. And then we have the stars with the spirit. Okay, now I understand this card a little more well. What I'm seeing here is that there's a lot of comfort in your life, in terms of, like, you have established all the material goals that are required for a comfortable relationship. Or you may not have all the material things, like you have a decent car, a bit, uh, or you have a decent house and everything, which is good enough for you to sustain your relationship, and you share resources very comfortably without having a lot of negotiations, without fighting with each other, that it's your turn to do the dishes, or it's your turn to take care of the laundry, it's your turn to pick up the kids today. You don't have those kind of petty issues. You have resolved them very comfortably, but the opposition is still there. Discomfort is still there. You still don't feel very happy with your partner. The reason why is that now it's the time for you to go to the next level in this relationship, find spiritual bonding, to find a certain kind of spiritual bonding which is uniting you for the longest period of time, which is beyond your this birth. As said, Kala, in the beginning, when I picked one of the cards, and I by mistake I just said Kala, which was like, it has some meaning in this reading, and I definitely see that now. Like in Vedic tradition, they say that husband and wife are united not just for this birth, but for coming seven births. Uh, it's a metaphor. It is a metaphor that you are karmically together, and you have to spiritually come together. Although marriages start with physical intimacy and taking care of your material needs together, and building a family, and uh, earning to feed the family, both husband and wife take responsibilities together. But but uh, these are very mechanical things. You have to go beyond that and now find more spiritual compatibility. And how you will do that, that is something that the tarot cards will show us how you will do that. But one of the other ways is that you should both do combined meditation sessions. Like you should try to do meditation together, or go for meditation classes together, something like that. Try to spend a lot of alone time in silence together. You don't have to talk to each other, but you still in the same room, giving attention to each other, sitting in front of each other, looking into each other's eyes, but not talking to each other, still feeling very happy and very confident that you both are in love with each other. And all that was for the people who are in relationship, and who are trying to get into a relationship, and they know who their potential right person is. But for all those single people, what the message from these set of cards is that you need to first spiritually accept yourself. Somewhere you feel little low about your own self, that okay, I look good, I look comfortable in the crowd, I look very confident when I'm having conversations, but still I'm not very happy within inside me. And that's where you need to find that happiness. That is the opposing force that you have. And if you can find that happiness within yourself, you will attract the right person for yourself. And let's see how can we get there. We have Five of Cups, we have Three of Pentacles, we have Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Heal card, the Throat Chakra, and the Manifest. I did shuffle the cards, but then they are picking up the cards from the previous reading for some reason in different order, different sections. So if you are coming from pile one, everything changes because the combination of the cards are so different here. But in this particular uh, tarot cards, it's very much talking about healing yourself. If you are single, being vocal about what you want to manifest in terms of the relationship. I'll just talk about the single people first because it's easy and very straightforward, and it is a multi-layered message for people who are in relationship, and we'll get into that very soon. Now we have five of cups here for the single people. Again, I'm talking about with three of pentacles and queen of pentacles. What I'm seeing here is that you need to heal yourself, that you are not completely fully established in your own self. On an external view, people see you very successful, but within your own self, with your own personal gaze upon your own aura or your own physical appearance or your capabilities or your career success, you don't see yourself as a complete person, and you need to deal with that. Five of cups is still telling that you need to accept that not everyone is perfect. Even Elon Musk will not have a complete satisfactory life. He would also have his own regrets. Or who is that Facebook guy? All those successful people, beat anyone, they all will have their own uh, places in life where they feel little sad and they feel incomplete, but they are still working in their life for them, striving for their best, and they will continue to do that, and you should also continue to do that in your life, so that you can heal yourself from all those things and be very vocal about what you want to manifest in life, so that the universe hears that, so that the universe acts upon that. And then the queen of wands and three of pentacles, sorry, the queen of coins and the three of pentacles is talking about being open to material possibilities, and uh, being open for interactions, being open for working together with new people. You somehow feel little afraid to interact with new people, and that's where your self doubt is coming into picture. The moment you get rid of that self doubt, or vice versa, you just push yourself to work with new people, slowly the self doubt will move away. So, that is the advice for single people. For people who are already in relationship, what the cards are telling here is that the opposition is more coming from a perspective where you both have bit of ego that is there from the past. Most of the ego is already resolved. That's the reason why you don't have a lot of complaints for each other, but you still have some memories of initial days where you had to adjust a lot for the other person, or you had to push the other person to think the way you want to pursue something. And those memories are still there, which are blocking the manifestation of spiritual unity between both of you. So you need to talk about those uh, past days with your partner with a healing approach, not judging them, not complaining them, but with a thing. Listen, those starting days I used to think about you in this way, but how we have overcome this, and I still remember those things. It's a weakness that I need to work upon, something like that. If you don't want to be very upfront about your weakness, but be meaningful in your conversation, be quite open about your conversation, and be very clear about what you want to manifest in terms of more strong bonding. And don't worry too much about what were the practical weaknesses in this relationship in the past, but think about what you can achieve, because you both souls are meant to be together for a very long time. That if you have chosen this pile, I'm sure that you both will be together for very long time, in a more harmonious way than you are currently right now. You will develop the harmony even more and more and more. So that is your reading, pile 2. I hope this was meaningful for you. If this was helpful for you in any way, please don't forget to like this video and don't forget to leave a comment below, because I'm looking forward to that comment, and I promise that I'm going to reply to that comment as soon as possible. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Bye bye and namaste. Hello, pile 3. This is your reading. You have chosen focusing on substance. The message behind the card is, today I will focus on the substance in my life. I will fill in the lines of myself with a real person, me. I will concentrate on the substance of my relationships and other areas of my life, on not the trappings. So I'm going to do 3 different layers of message. First layer of message would be your overall message. Second would be your career, and third would be your love life or relationship. And usually the relationship readings are uh, layered, because it is half of the time I'll be talking about relationships for people who are in love relationship, and others it would be for singles who are looking for relationship. So you will have to listen through all that, because I'll keep mentioning whatever I'm channeling for whom at that time. So all the set of cards are shuffled. I'll start picking the cards from the top. So the very first card, you have second house resources. This is from the astrology deck. And then we have overcoming obstacles, healing the past, flirtation, and then you have flowers or bouquet from the Lenormand. And I have 2 different set of tarot cards which I'll look into after going through these cards, these oracle and Lenormand cards. What the cards are telling here is that you have enough resources in your hand. You have your family members, you have enough supply of all the material needs that you want in life right now, and to overcome any obstacle that may come in next few months in your life, you are secured, you are guided, you have enough energies in yourself, and you can take care of yourself, even something that comes which is unexpected. It's not saying that anything will come in an unexpected way, but it's giving you an assurance that if something comes, you are protected, you are guided, and everything is taken care for you. Instead, what they are saying here is that uh, you need to focus on healing your past right now, because most of your current tensions, current miseries are stemmed out from your past experiences of a certain group of people, past experiences from a certain colleague, certain someone in the workplace, or certain relationship, certain family member. What they're constantly reminding is that that was in the past, and you need to overcome that obstacle of the past that is blocking your energy right now, a pattern from the past that is blocking your energy right now. You need to let go of that pattern, you need to let go of that thing. Instead, you need to focus on love. We'll possibly have better idea about this in the last segment of this reading, but still I would say that you need to take things lightly, go out, have a friendly flirtatious energy around you, flirt with people in a very friendly way, with in a very harmless way, and you would see that you are enjoying life, you are feeling happy, you are letting go of the past, you are not worried about uh, imaginary obstacles that you may have, and you'll develop some confidence that yes, you can handle any kind of issues that might crop up unexpectedly. Not that they will, but having that kind of confidence will help you to live your life more freely, more happily, and more uh, in a celebrated way. It's very important to celebrate your life now. When you're watching this video, it is very happy and opportune time to celebrate your life with the flowers here. The more you go out and meet people, the more positive vibes you get to yourself. I know there are kind of people who remind you of your past. Don't meet them. Meet new set of people. Meet a different segment of people, and you would see that they are bringing a new energy which you would celebrate in your life, and it might bring a lot of luck to you also. Even meeting them will bring luck, or else they might bring some kind of good opportunities for you also. That is what I'm seeing here. Then we have Seven of Cups here. So I'm now looking into your tarot cards. So Three of Wands and the Emperor. So I'll show the cards because not everything will be properly visible on the frame. Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, and the Emperor card. And then from this we have Detach, the Rest and Reconsider. Detach is the Justice card in the Rider Waite, and then Rest and Reconsider is Nine of Wands and the Base Chakra. How impressive is that? What they're saying is that usually the base chakra is also talking about your fears, and that's what I always have said to you in past readings, and also in your present reading. It's very evident that you should let go of your past fears, past experiences. And if you think that you are very exhausted because of your past, take time to withdraw from the world for a couple of days, not more than that, because you still have to meet people, you still have to meet new set of people and flirt with them, enjoy with them, and have a happy time with them. So what I feel here is that you need to detach from your past fears, take a break from that, go out and meet new people, and suddenly you'll see that you are able to explore your future. You are exploring uh, a lot of things that you want to celebrate it, you wanted to celebrate in the past, but or you wanted to achieve a certain goal in the past which was not possible because of past energies which were blocking you. Now you are almost out of that energy. It's only your mindset that is still there in the past energy. Somebody has blocked you very badly, and they might have a severe uh, impressions on your mind. You need to cleanse that in a way. That's what I'm seeing here. But what I also see here is that coming out of this, you would network with new set of people. Three of Wands is networking new set of people, getting more resources coming. See, these are so close to each other. The resource card, second house, with the Three of Wands, you will network with a lot of people who would help you to gain your wishes and aspirations, and you would be more like a practical emperor who knows how to rule his kingdom, who knows how to take care of his subjects, who knows how to take care of his or own needs, and so this is a very funny Emperor card. I still don't understand what the artist was thinking. I'm sure the artist was quite thoughtful when he or she painted this, but I still cannot understand. But I definitely see this throne for the king, and then there is a painting on the wall with this flower vase here. Or, but this painting also are these red chilies, and then this is a sheep in the woods. So it's quite funny. But what I see here is that the emperor is quite equipped with the resources in the woods. They also have protection chilies. In at least in Indian tradition, we do hang them outside our houses for protection. Even this, it's not a flower vase, or there's some kind of red chilies hanging here. I don't know. It looks like red chilies to me, but whatever it is, the emperor is seems to have a lot of things under control because things are quite pleasant outside. If this is a window, if this is a painting, also uh, it's talking about tons of, like, the woods are green and they have a lot of vegetation there, and then there are animals there, and then there's protection there. I see that it's quite well protected emperor here, who is in a balanced situation, very practical. So that's what is implying on your overall message here, that you are in a very protected space or balanced situation. Make use of this balance right now in your life and go out. Don't stay alone, don't stay isolated, and spend a lot of time with others. So that's your overall message. And now we will get into your career reading. So your first card for career is solar flares activate. So what are they activating? Let me pick the next card. They're activating your 12th house of introspection. Interesting. They're also what the 12th house of introspection is also activating is your ability to connect with a group of people who are higher than you in terms of knowledge, or who are more closer to the universal energy. I'm not saying that you are not closer to universal energy, you are not enlightened. What I'm saying is that there's someone else who is little more enlightened than you, and you will be able to connect with such kind of people and try to learn from them. That's what I'm saying, which will help you to introspect also. Also, in career, be little careful of uh, gambling in any situation, because 12th house can also lead to a certain losses. Only when you are trying to play over smart, when you are trying to play over uh, the top, which is about the next card, also passions and pleasure. If you savor your life, but don't go overboard with it. You need to know where your boundaries are, and that will help you to introspect where your boundaries are, looking up to people in your career who has made big name for themselves with creating a certain boundary around them. Maybe you'll see the most successful people have very disciplined life. They wake up early in the morning at 5. They sleep early in the evening by 9 p.m. They don't smoke, they don't consume alcohol, they eat proper food which is very organic, which is very pranic in nature. So they go through all those precautions to ensure that the energy levels are always high. And that's where your introspection needs to happen to succeed in career, because it's more up to you how you handle your career right now. It's not the energies from outside that are troubling you anymore. You need to let go of all the things that are pulling you down, that are under your control. And then we have isolation with the man. This directly says that you also need to cut yourself away from a particular someone or a group of people who actually pull you down, who always work as energy vampire. And you know whom I'm talking about in your personal life. You know who is your energy vampire at your workspace. You should shift your energy from these energy vampires, because they might come and tell you a sad story of their life, and they would pull you down. And rather than you listening to them and entertaining them and empathizing with them, you need to go and find more successful people than you and observe them, if not talk to them. If you can talk to them and learn from them directly, nothing like it. But if you feel shy, or if there is a barrier in a certain way that you cannot connect with them, don't worry about it. You just observe them from a distance and see what are their habits, how do they manage things, and you will learn a lot of things from them. You have eight of swords. What the cards here is telling that right now in your career situation you are self-limiting yourself, and it's actually, this self-limitation is also getting uh, you are getting very aware of that with the solar flares. And there is a solar eclipse on 25th of October, and during that time the awareness about how you are self-limiting yourself would be so high that you would let go of all the troubling habits and people in your life. It's more than the habits, is the group of people who are pulling you down, and you will just let them go. And then these two cards came together, so I'll take them as one message, which is Two of Pentacles with Knight of Swords. What I'm seeing here is that right now you are very aware of the people who are pulling you down, and you are still confused. Is it your imagination, or is it something that they are doing it purposefully? Is it you are over judgmental? And all those things would get clarified by 25th of October, trust me. And you would see a big uh, understanding of how things are working out. And then Six of Swords, you would move away from a certain kind of limitation that these people have created in your life to your personal passions or personal pleasures. And by these personal passions and pleasures is something that you enjoy. For me, like, I have the hardest time concentrating on this work that I'm doing right now. And I've been like, and if I can trade this in a way where I can earn a decent amount of money for my living, and I can do this full time. This is one way of looking at things. Or for me, I can cut down the number of hours by not getting into stupid assignments that they force me into, and just focus on what I like there. which is more of research oriented work, and just do that, and rest of the time I do this. There would be a certain kind of thing that I will move away from the things that are pulling me down. Now I made it about myself. So this might be a pile for me. This might be a message for me as well as for you. But I thought giving a personal example what's uh, making things more easy for you to understand. But I suddenly made it for myself. So it's an indication that I am going to move away from all those stupid assignments that I don't like and which keeps my energy down, and I'll get back to normal way of living, doing what I like at my workplace and doing what I like at my home space, because I'm not drained, I'm not exhausted anymore. And you'll see possibly see more number of readings in the coming days, hopefully after the eclipse season is over, by because there are two eclipses. There are always minimum two eclipses back to back. There can be three also sometimes. So then we have observe, three of cups, share love and nurture, queen. Okay, you had emperor in the overall message, and now you have empress here in the career message. So on your career front, you are letting go of the delays that have been caused by all those negative energy that was pulling you down, and you would celebrate your work life, and you'll be very creative about new things right now, what new things you can create, and you can benefit out of those new creations in your life. So that's what you are going to do in career front. I hope this was useful in terms of career. Now let's move on to your love reading. So the very first card we have here is Trine and Sextiles Symbiosis. Again, Trine and Sextile of what? 10th house. So Trine from 6th house would, sorry, 10th house. I don't know why I said 6th house. For some of you, but honestly, from Vedic perspective, 6th and 10th house are very connected. 6th house is the place where you work, but the 10th house is the kind of output what you get from your work. Because the place where you are facing competition, 6th house is facing your competition, but then 10th house is your career output. So uh, that is, but technically, 6th and 10th house don't trine with each other. That is a very funny thing. But let me pull one more card if we get a. Okay, first house. Again, this was. I'm not going to read this card because it's taking towards square, and I just thought it might give a very good interpretation, but it was a forceful pick of the card, so I'm putting it away because it was not required at all, and it's creating a square. I don't want a square here. So give me a moment. Let me count. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Okay, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 and 10th house actually tried. I'm glad that I counted. So the trine houses from 10th houses, actually 6th house and the second house, which brings you money and which brings you uh, competition. So I think that this is a love reading talking about your workspace. You will find your love in your workspace if you are single. And sorry for being so childlike calculations, because it's better to count than give a false interpretation. That's what I prefer. Watching clouds. Uh, I think you would find your match at your workplace if you are single, but if you are already in an existing relationship and your a spouse or partner is also in the same workplace, you would celebrate your workplace situation together very pleasantly, very happily. But if you are working in two different situations, somehow you would see that you have enough time to spend with your spouse, with your partner, because your work situation is getting automated right now. As we saw in your career reading, you are letting go of lot of extra burdens that you have, and you are letting go of all that stupid things. So you would be able to spend a lot of time with your spouse or partner, and you will be very happy. And if you are single, you might find someone at your workplace, or you will have so much time that you can go out and find a person for yourself through dating apps or through friends or through parties, because one of the message in your general reading was that you should go out and flirt with people, so you would find people and you would find the one. For most of you, you are starting afresh again. It is very much applicable for, and it will, see, you have the sun, you have the moon, so it's related to the solar and lunar eclipse, which is happening on 25th of October and 8th of November. And during this time, you'll see that your life is changing for good in terms of relationship. You, whatever the problems were there in your relationship, you would just leave it for the past. The past is gone, and you don't want to visit the past anymore. You don't want to uh, live in the past anymore, as your general reading said, in your overall reading said. But you pick up valuable lessons from the past, the knowledge from the past relationship or past experiences in the same relationship, but you let go of the past situation, and now you move into a new start. If you are already married, or you are in a good partnership but the situation was tough, but if you are in a very unpleasant situation in your relationship, you would be gladly leaving that person behind and have a fresh start with a fresh person. We have organization, bringing back your workspace, and this card was also acquisition. So I think your love life and your work life is connected in a certain way for me here. What I'm seeing here is that it is all connected, and you are getting balanced out in your workspace and your office, uh, home space. This is Sun in Cancer, and this is Mercury in Capricorn. And what I'm seeing here is that you are getting balanced out in your home space and your work environment in a very beautiful, harmonious way. You are getting enough time to be with your partner, but you're having enough growth also in your workspace, which is fabulous. Then we have Fox. We have Fox. Sorry, I had to pause the video. I had a call to attend, but uh, Fox is saying that you are not getting overly emotional about your home situation or your relationships right now, because you just don't want to get into another trap, which is fine. Uh, Having said that, I want to go back to these two cards here. Uh, Sun and Cancer is a very comfortable place that you have a lot of focus on your work space, but you also have a lot of energy or activity going on at your home in a very happy and celebration mood. You might be celebrating a lot of things at your home in next 1 month from whenever you're watching this video. On the other hand, in your work, your duties are quite simplistic right now. You have mastered the complications. I don't see that your duties are getting reduced, your job status is getting reduced, but what I'm seeing here is that you have automated things at a certain level which only you can understand. You can finish the same complex work that you used to do it in like 3 or 4 days in when you began this job, because it was so cluttered and complicated and there was so much of unnecessary energy around you because of the cleansing that is happening systematically by the universe around you. You have customized everything, every process so well now that things will function very quickly, and you can finish 3 days work in 1 day, and you can focus rest of the time at your own hobbies, your relationships, and all those things. Now let's move on to the tarot cards. Then again we have two cards together, the world with Queen of Swords. Something is coming to an end in terms of your relationship, and but you still have that kind of energy, or which is that fox energy, which I said that you're very cautious, that you don't want to repeat those mistakes in the new cycle. So, the past cycle is coming to an end, but the new cycle is starting with a lot of caution. You are taking things very cautiously. Then we have temperance. You don't overcautious yourself, which is nice. You are balancing yourself, and you are also making a strict rule that emotions are to be dealt very quickly, but then there is a limit to deal with emotions, because emotions, the more you deal with them, they are like ocean, they keep coming in, and you don't want to engage with emotions after a certain point of time. You just want to celebrate those emotions by distancing yourself from that emotion and keeping yourself at the bay, and enjoy your life. You deal with all the emotions that can reach up to you, but you don't go and pull all those uh, past emotions and revisit them every day now and then and making your life miserable. You're not doing that anymore, which is good. Again, two cards. There are so many cards coming for you from this deck. We have Eight of Wands and Queen of Cups. What I'm seeing here is that by the end of this month, which is like, because it's a late reading, so I 30 days from whenever you're watching this, what I would say is that you will very quickly move from this space of being over conscious to be a balanced person in terms of handling your emotions and relationships, which is perfectly good space. And then we have Judgment, Blossom, we have Joy and Stability, and Flow. Sometimes reading from this set of tarot cards, the psychic tarot cards for, I don't remember the name of the tarot deck, but it is by John Holland. They're so self-explanatory, like I don't even need to explain a lot of things. Blossom is something that will happen, but then it will happen like you are recreating yourself in the relationship. You are using your personal magic right now. The self confidence level that you have right now is at its optimum level right now. It's neither over the top that you hit on your own foot, and it's not so low that you always find yourself lesser than your partner. You are now at a stage where you find yourself equal to your partner, and your partner is also quite good in a level where he or she is quite profound, what I would say, for lack of better word. They are in a quite profound state of mind, which brings joy and stability, and which is changing your time. And slowly and steadily you would move from this fox energy, that thinking whether somebody is plotting against you or your relationship with your partner, or your partner is cheating on you. You would move away from that negative low vibrating energy to a very high vibrating energy, and you will be more successful in life in terms of relationships. So that's a wonderful reading that you have. And I'm glad that in the career section I somehow made it for myself, made it my own reading. So this is my pile, and I really like this love reading also here. And I really like the overall message in the beginning. So I really like your pile. And uh, now I can proudly say that this is my pile as well. I have chosen this pile without any plans. So that brings me to the end of this reading. If you want to have a personal reading with me, visit my website astralluck.com. The link is given below. If you want to donate something, the PayPal link is also given below. I am also an astrologer. If you want to have astrology reading, again visit my website astralluck.com. The link is given below. Have a blessed month ahead. Tata, bye bye, namaste. Hello everyone, welcome to pile 4, and this is your card, Getting Calm. And the message behind this card is, I will stop searching for happiness outside myself. If I am in a freezed state, I will get calm, get back on track, and remember that the key to happiness is inside me. Often, after I have become peaceful and accepting, what I want comes to me with ease. So, this is a wonderful message for you. Uh, Basically, asking you to not get overly excited about anything, because that is something that is not that you should be doing right now. So let's start with your reading. And what I'm going to do is that 3 different messages. First, overall message. Second, a career message. And third would be love and relationship message. So let's get started with your overall message. So you have transits. Transit related to what? Transits related to ninth house. So whether or not you have any planets in ninth house in your birth chart, but then uh, it's talking about a time when there would be some planet transiting in ninth house. And usually ninth house is a house that activates your intellectual power from a very particular perspective, which is more related to spirituality and more related to very high level education. I'm talking about master's level education or PhD level education. And it also talks about activating certain kind of energy with your teachers, spiritual teachers, or your official mentors, or your school teachers or university teachers, activating something with them or with your father. So we will explore more about that with the tarot cards that get will pick later, or the oracle cards that we are going to pick now. We will explore that. So you have discovering the truth. You will discover a certain kind of truth about spirituality, or you will about your mentors, about your teachers, something about them. You'll discover the truth, and that truth could lead you in a certain direction. What I'm seeing here is that it could be different thing for different people, which I described. It could be a spiritual teacher, a mentor at your workspace, or your father, or some uh, one who is getting to education, uh, going back and starting to study. Either ways, you would move away from uh, those people, and you would find your independent path. That's what I'm looking at here, that discovering the truth. You are on a road or path to discover your own truth. Your teachers, your mentors, your gurus, your father, your uh, seniors had their own path. It's not that you're breaking your relationship with them. You are understanding that they had their own experiences, they had their own path. You have learned enough from their experiences. Now it is for you to experience your life on your own, and you take a very independent route from them to find your own path, which is very interesting. This card keeps coming back. It came back again. Anyhow, I've shuffled the card so much after pile three, but this card coming back reminds me of the solar and lunar eclipse on 25th October and 8th of November. 25th of October is the solar eclipse, and 8th of November is the lunar eclipse. That during this time period you will have a fresh start, you will walk an independent path, you would uh, even with the same job, with the same set of people in the same household, or under the guidance of the same guru or spiritual master, whoever it is, you would not break the connection, but you would, uh, under their own blessings, you would say that, okay, let me go and take a new direction, and let me move forward in life to have my own experiences. And you would use your intuition. You The words that I'm getting here is, see, it's Mercury in Cancer with intuition. What I'm seeing here is that, first of all, you are quite protected, uh, following your own experiences. There's no harm there. But what I'm also seeing here is that you are now getting out of a linear understanding of the universe. You are getting out of understanding that there's no sequence to anything. You, most of the time, you have stopped yourself that I'll do this when this happens. You would stop doing that anymore. You would not get into that kind of aspect anymore. You are trying to understand life at a very higher level, which is very interesting, which is very fascinating for me also, to describe that. And what I'm seeing here is that you are little coming out of your shell right now, and your focus is to work hard. Your focus is to work very hard right now, and come out of a very messy situation with flying colors, and separating yourself from the dirt. y- like you had to live through a very uh, messy situation, which was more like living in the dirt, living in muddy waters. But now you are coming out and blossoming. Your roots are still there because you had to go through that experience. Only because of those experiences you have reached to a certain point. Here now you're exploring your path. But you would blossom like someone who is more pure, more conscious, more uh, perfect than rest of the people whom you leave back. It's like you every guru has a very important thing to do, that to my understanding is to push people to the higher level. Of course, not everyone would surpass your their own guru, but there is a special someone who always surpasses the guru's capability and becomes more famous than their own guru, because they are meant to do so, because they are special. And the guru is also very happy to push you forward, because the guru is also getting their name and their fame because they have mentored you, and you always go back to them and pay your respects to them. So then we have a woman. For some of you, or most of you, your this mentor that we are talking about is not a father. It is more like a woman figure, a woman spiritual guru, or someone with a lot of feminine energy. Even if it's, this person is a male, this person is very skewed, highly skewed towards their feminine side. Or it might be you who is very much on your feminine side if you are a male. But I feel that it's the other way around. It's We are talking more about the guru. Then we have the strength with eight of cups. What I'm seeing here is that you are using it's not easy for you to move away from your roots to blossom, because the roots are deep inside the dirt, in the messy water. You are so used to living in that environment that you don't want to move away from that, and you want to stay there, but you don't want to get into that fresh start. But suddenly the alignment in the sky is so that you are getting all that strength to move away from uh, that muddy waters and take a fresh start. And first of all, you would blossom like the flowers here, and you will feel very happy. This land seems to be very happy in the bed of flowers, or a garden of flowers where all the flowers are blossoming and there is growth. So you are this kind of lion, although you are finding it tough to move away. But then when the initiation happens, when your mentors give you their blessing and move on the other direction and let you go, you feel very happy, and you try to detach yourself emotionally, because if you are emotionally grounded from the place where you are coming from, the moving forward would be tough, and you don't want to get stuck there. So that is something that you would be working very hard to move away from that kind of space. It might be a little heartbreaking for both you and your mentor, in a way that you have to detach, you have to move away from each other, but it's fine. It's definitely fine. And then we have 10 of Wands. Let me take out. I'm glad to see the Balance card, the Temperance card after 10 of Wands, and lo- Love card, and here the Moon card to clarify. Okay, there is a lot of fear which is also getting highlighted here, about the burdens that you have to take being very independent. And there is a lot of mental stress that you have, that there would be a lot of burden if you go on an independent path. But uh, what I'm seeing here is that somewhere you have to focus on your mind and train your mind towards finding a balance and loving yourself. Because if you love yourself, you would find it easy to follow your path. It's your destiny to take an individual path and experience life in its own way. Not everyone gets that chance, not everyone gets that kind of opportunity, and not everyone uh, understands that they have an independent path to move forward. So, uh, the very obvious question is where this independent path is going to take you. uh, I would say to a very higher spiritual understanding. Depending on wherever you are right now, you have to go to the next level of spiritual understanding that is very important for you right now. And that could be very different for each one of you, depending on where you are on your spiritual standing. So I'm going to move on to your career reading. Let's see what do we have on your career front. So we have moon perceptions, and then we have wondrous universe, walking in beauty, and wise leader. So I somehow see that moon on this card here talks about perception, but moon is also about a lot other things in the astrology. So I'm going to use everything that I can relate to based on the other two cards that we have, Wondrous Universe. Uh, Moon also talks about magic, especially if you have Moon aligned with uh, Ketu, south node of Moon. Although people say that Moon with south node of Moon is a certain kind of energy which is mentally unstable, they say, but then you have to be mentally unstable to be a wise leader, to actually make very wise decisions based on your intuition. Remember, you had this intuition card here to activate that. But nevertheless, if you don't have Moon and Ketu aligned, because it's not possible for everyone, if you have aspects of Jupiter on your Moon in your birth chart, again, these are few things that I'm just talking on the top of my head uh, to interpret, uh, give you more idea if you are into astrology. But if you are not into astrology, don't worry about those things that I've just spoken about. But what I'm going to say is that in your workplace, people are going to see you like a wise leader, someone who is quite wise and who can create a universe, who can create a better place for living. And see, you see Saturn here, and then is the sun, is this moon, is this what it is? It's very difficult for me to judge that, but based on the aura or this sense of circle that is coming out, I see this like a sun, because then it looks like that there are planets revolving around this body here. So what I'm seeing you is like you are a very hard worker here, and you are also a nurturer, and you are a wonderful leader who shows light to people, who also are protector and who can defend oneself. You can defend yourself, and you can show light to others, and you can protect yourself from dark energies, and sometimes you need being you will protect others from dark energy. So in your workspace, what I'm seeing here is that they are seeing you someone who can lead the people right now. Especially, you might see some kind of big change in your workspace in during eclipse, and they you would possibly seen as someone who can lead others in this dark time. Receiving from angels, you are more likely to receive a lot of guidance, because you yourself would be very unsure. Considering the moon representing you, people see you in a as a leader, or someone who's nurturer, someone who is protector, someone who shows light in the dark time. But you yourself don't have confidence to do all that. People may think very high of you, but you yourself are not thinking very high of you. And for taking care of that lack of self confidence, the divine angels are taking the lead to help you with that, which is perfect. Then we have Mercury. There's something with Mercury going on with you, because in the last card here, the intuition card, also you had Mercury. Mercury in uh, is this Gemini? I think this is Gemini. I'm not sure. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and these signs here are always tricky for me. I should have a printout next to me. I think this is Gemini, but not sure. Let me check and get back to you. Yes, it is Gemini, and I'm glad that I checked. But so, what I'm seeing here is that you are quite excited. You are very much in your own space, and there is duality, lack of confidence, very high confidence. You are scared that you might uh, push everyone into further darkness, but then there is certain kind of confidence also, that let me go and try, because no one else is going to try right now. So let me try if I can help. So, only thing here which is very good for me is that your lack of confidence is taken care by the angels. So look out for signs, look out for blessings from the higher power on your career front. There are big opportunities coming on your way, and your way of handling things is through diplomacy. The fox here is talking about diplomacy. uh, the angels are going to guide you with the diplomacy, but then you have to take signs. You don't have to be people pleaser. You don't have to uh, be someone to help everyone or take care of everyone. You have to be goal oriented and do what is right to achieve that goal. And your goal would be defined by discussing with someone who, I'm going back to the original reading that we did, the overview card. You, where is that? Your, you discuss your goal with your mentor, your guru, your spiritual master. So, which translates here, there is a senior person in your workspace who is going to assign you this job, and you discuss very clear outcomes, what they expect and how they expect, and then you go ahead and follow that path independently to achieve that goal. And you have to be little more shrewd. You, I don't want you to be ruthless, because fox is never ruthless. Fox is always taking care of their tribe. They move in tribe, they take care of their tribe, but then they are very oriented. So you have to bring people together, no matter how difficult it is. That's where you have to be ruthless, not pushing people away, but making them work together is your concept here. Only for those people who watch Bollywood movies, I know there are a lot of Indians who would watch this. Chak De, Shah Rukh Khan in Chak De. how he brings the entire team together. That is the kind of thing that you have to do here. But okay, if you are not a Indian person but you're curious, go and watch this movie called Chak De. Uh, just Google it. And if you can find it on any of the platforms, I don't know if it's available on any of the platforms. And if you are an Indian and if you know that it is available on Netflix or Prime or anywhere else, leave it in the comment below. It might help others. And you can go and watch that movie. How this main character in the movie uh, works very hard to bring a group of girls to unite and play as a team to win the Hockey World Cup. It's a fiction movie, but it is a very nice example that fits to this reading. Then we have Knight of Cups for you with King of Coins. Okay, it's interesting that you have so many court cards. And then we have Judgment. Very interesting. What I'm seeing here is that you are a person who had a very stagnated emotional life, uh, very stuck energy. That's what I would say in recent past or a very long time in the past, depending on who you are and what you're doing. Because I assume there would be different kind of people watching this file. What I definitely see here is that you had a very stuck energy in terms of emotionally you were feeling overburdened. Suddenly, this energy is bringing a transformation, and you are on the top and you are managing a lot of things, and there's a lot of material success that is coming on your way, and you are quite happy with that. And suddenly there is also a realization for you that no matter what happened in the past, no matter what was going on in your life, uh, all that was necessary for you to get to this point. That emotional trauma was necessary for you to reach at this place and achieve this success and maintain this success, because what is being told to me that you already had this kind of success maybe 10 years in the past, maybe you had this success 2 years in the past, maybe 20 years in the past, you had this kind of big opportunity, maybe in a little smaller in scale. Right now, the scale is very high. Like maybe you were leading a bunch of 30 people in the past, and now you are leading a very big group. Bigger sum of money is being assigned to you that deal with this in a successful way. That time you actually screwed it up with your pride, with your ego, with your over enthusiasm, and now that experience of what you should not do, you will always visit yourself in the past. Okay, this is how I screwed up my past. Let me not do that. That is going to happen for you in a very strong way. Then we have rebuild. So again, this talks about sudden opportunities coming on your way, which will, okay. I, ha- I have rebuild, which is tower, open up, which is four of pentacles. Then I have seek the truth, seven of swords, and take the lead, three of wands. So the interpretation is little different. What I'm seeing here is that there is a sudden event which would trigger all of this, and you would be asked to take the lead and protect a lot of people. You you would be in a situation where you have to protect a lot of people, and then you have to take things further, uh, on a higher note. And you what I'm seeing here is that to protect others, first of all, you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your personal space. You need to protect your personal resources. And you need to open up your mind, uh, and you need to elevate yourself to a higher level, not to get involved in petty actions and reactions from people, because you would listen when you are uniting people. People will complain about each other constantly. People will bitch about each other constantly. They would come and talk to you a lot of things that you are not supposed to react to. They will expect uh, reactions from you from very different perspective to, and those energies will pull you down. You have to be very clear and focused on your thing, and you have to put them together in a system that they support each other, they complement each other, not that they pull each other down. And when you start the journey in your career, workplace, bigger opportunities that are coming on your way, would what I'm seeing here is that you would see people are picking on petty things. They are also trying to pull you down, because a lot of people feel that they deserve what you have received. So you have to protect yourself and then go ahead and walk through all these uh, silly things that will come on your way. You have to take the lead. You have to connect with higher consciousness. You need to meditate a lot to protect yourself and to open up to higher consciousness. See, with success there's a lot of jealousy. With success there's a lot of enemies out there. Doesn't mean that you don't have to be successful. Doesn't mean that you have to push yourself into a shell. You need to protect yourself and move forward and take the lead. That's what is happening on your career front. And be bold, go ahead and take that. Remember that the angels are protecting you. Remember that you have doubts about yourself, your capabilities, but the angels are protecting you, and they are also guiding you, and you are receiving a lot of downloads from the angels. And then you have to act like someone who is very diplomatic. So that's your career reading. I'm going to move to your relationships. I have taken a lot of time with your pile, but I thought that this is important. Yours is going to be the lengthiest one, I suppose. So for your relationship, we have dignified strength. Dignified strength is more, okay. Why I took the second card is like this nothing. uh, It's always talking about a planet or a house which is dignified, which is strengthened, which is good. But which one? So the next card revealed that this is about your eighth house. Eighth house is a house of mystery. It's house of occult. It's house of sudden changes. It's almost like tower. It brings sudden changes, pleasant or unpleasant, depending on what the cards are going to reveal. But whatever it is, the sudden changes are very strong, very, very strong in your current uh, situation in next 1 or 2 months. This is an unknown territory in your love relationship. Whatever sudden change comes, which would be of very high magnitude, needless to say, and it would be very sudden. It would be a very unknown territory for you. You don't know how to handle it. You are moving forward, and it still doesn't say whether it is pleasant, it is unpleasant. So it's sometimes they don't want to give you beyond a certain point. Let's see it soaring into joy. At least it says that uh, even though it's an unknown territory, but it is giving you a lot of joy, it is giving you a lot of happiness, it is also helping you to feel relaxed, light, and explore this relationship little more in your life. I don't know if you are already in a relationship, some kind of sudden change will come and you will feel very happy in your relationship, and you would be worried that this never happened. I'm in this relationship for 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, but I never experienced this with this particular person, whoever your partner is. And but suddenly you are getting that kind of feeling. And if you are single, you would find someone who would make you uh, get into cloud nine or in a very happy space in a very sudden moment in life. Again, you have Mercury. Your next card is again Mercury. I don't know. I shuffled the deck thoroughly. I'm very honest about that. And it is in the sign of Taurus. Mercury in the sign of Taurus. It says resistance. What I see here is that on one hand, uh, you are your mind is constantly chattering about this person, that this is something good, I need to enjoy it. But on the other hand, you are very careful because this is too good to be true. Eh, on one hand, you feel that you really cannot believe this is happening to you, and on the other hand you want to celebrate it. You're confused, basically you're confused, and you don't know how to handle this situation. But seeing that combination, that Mercury and Venus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus and they are very good friends, and in at least from Vedic perspective, Vedic astrology perspective. So, what I feel that it is going to be very exciting and very good experience, because Venus, on the other hand, gives a lot of pleasure, and Taurus is all about building a family, building resources, building uh, nourishing. There's a very high aspect of nourishment when it comes to Taurus. And Mercury, on the other hand, is uh, a child who needs that nourishment, a child who needs a family, who needs resources, who needs nourishment, who needs love. So I feel that this is a very good combination in terms of love, that some sudden change in your life, which is bringing a lot of nourishment from your partner or a new potential partner, whatever is happening is coming in a very beautiful way for you. Okay, I missed the Lenormand card. I think this card wanted to come here. So it's the man card here that is coming for you. So if you are a woman seeking a man, definitely this is something. If you are a man seeking a man, this represents that. But if you are a man and you are in a relationship with a woman or seeking a woman, there would be another man who would trigger this big change in your life, and because of this person, you would have a bigger change in your life. What I'm with the Five of Pentacles here, what I'm seeing here is that this big change is also triggering a bigger change in someone else's life around you. And don't take this in the wrong way. There are certain combinations in astrology which leads to very tough situations in life, and then suddenly it happens that somebody is competing with you all the time, and somebody is creating problems for you all the time, giving you all the trouble, because the alignment is so. But then it has to end in a way that the person who has been creating that trouble for you all the time has to go on a very sudden defeat. Usually, this happens if you have your sixth lord uh, in your eighth lord, in your eighth house. It is that kind of situation is like someone who is constantly competing with you, constantly giving you troubles, will suddenly be like a king who is creating these kind of troubles would become a pauper, and you would find an instant relief, and you cannot believe that. And this is what is happening. So a man in your situation, a masculine energy in your situation, will suddenly be removed from your life, who has been constantly troubling your love life, will be removed. I don't know how it is applicable to whom, but that's what I'm getting here. Now we have Ten of Swords with the High Priestess and Justice. Ten of Swords, end of a very brutal, painful journey, mentally frustrating journey. And now the High Priestess here is uh, giving birth to new ideas, which is not yet come to the real world. It is in the subconscious, which is bringing justice to you in the near future, and it is very good for you in the near future. So in the relationship front, what I'm seeing here is end of pain, giving birth to new, or conceiving a new relationship, or conceiving a new situation which brings a lot of joy and justice to you. I'm not getting into details of this because it's becoming a little more repetitive based on what we saw with the oracle cards here. Okay, another card from this deck. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is a happy family situation. If you remember uh, Rider Waite in this tarot card, I particularly feel little rejected by this set of tarot card. I don't know why. Uh, usually you don't have a lot of review of many tarot decks, and this one had a very beautiful title and very beautiful message. And I don't want to demean this designer, but Ten of Cups for me in this way is not very meaningful. But yeah, getting back to the original meaning that I relate to Ten of Cups is a very happy family situation. So what I'm seeing is that there is a certain someone who was very harsh on you, competing with you on love relationship, bringing obstacles in your love and relationship. You were quite frustrated. That is ending for you right now. You're conceiving new relationship. I'm not talking about conceiving a child or anything, but conceiving a new relationship. And if your existing relationship was troublesome and you still want to retain that, you're conceiving a new space in the same relationship, which brings justice and happy family situation. Then we have change of focus, and reach out, win or lose. Two fives here. Five of Cups. So you are moving away from your past and you are reaching out to a situation where you just don't want to fight anymore. You are giving the sword back to the universe, that with love, that I have fought this fight enough, and thank you so much that you have taken care of me, and now the things are resolved, and now I'm able to see the positive things. I can reach out to the higher power and thank to the higher power for all the blessings and happiness that they are showering on me right now, for this new territory of a better relationship, happy relationship. And I'm happy, and I don't need this sword because I don't need any reason to fight anymore. So I don't want to fight anymore. So I'm returning this sword back to the universe. Please take care of it. I'll come back to retrieve the sword if ever it is ever required. But right now, I'm in a happy space, and I thank you for that. And I'm returning the sword back to you. That's what the cards are saying here. So, very interesting reading, very nice love reading for you. I hope it works out. In, and what they're saying is that you will have indications by 8th of November, but then it will take time to materialize slowly and slowly, and it will be a work uh, for you and your partner. And by February, I think it would be very clear for you to have a very blessed reading or love life, which is pointing towards justice for you on a relationship level. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to read for you. Pile 4, you were special. I don't know why. And I have yours reading is the longest one. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your feedback. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye bye and namaste. And if you want to have a personal tarot or astrology reading, visit my website astralluck.com. All the options are there. See you soon. Bye bye. Namaste.